some part of the word. So prefixes, the first part of the word, we had 5 prefixes from the lesson yesterday. And here they are. These are the 5 prefixes: co, anti, trans, uni, and inter. So if you speak Spanish or French or Portuguese, it's easy for you. If not, it's something you probably have to learn. But let's start with a little bit of a conversation warm-up, a discussion warm-up here. So you can see question A. Do you consider yourself to be an antisocial person? Why or why not? So Tanu, can you read this question to me? Can you say this question to me and I will answer the question for the class?
Yeah, I hear. Do you consider yourself? Yeah, I consider myself to be an antisocial person.
Okay, why? Why do you consider yourself to be antisocial?
I think I'm not be able. Maybe.
Okay. Now ask me the question. Now ask me this question and I will answer it. Can you ask this question to me, letter A?
Yeah.
Louisen, can you ask me this question?
Okay.
Can you ask this to me? Yeah.
Okay. Do you consider yourself to be an antisocial person?
Not really. Not really. I like to be social and go out and do things, but sometimes I am a little bit antisocial. Sometimes I prefer to spend time by myself. So sometimes I am a little bit antisocial. Louisen, how about you? Do you consider yourself to be an antisocial person?
No, I don't. I think I don't, but I am selectively or selective.
So, finish selective. Yeah, selective, but it depends on your
Okay.
sentence.
Okay.
What's your?
I am selected with persons. Because
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So you can say I am selective. Oops. Selective. You can say in regards to to which people I spend time with.
Yes.
Something like
People,
that. I'm selective.
Yeah.
In regards to means like about. In regards to, it means like about, but it's a little bit more formal.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
Fran, do you want to try to answer this question? Do you want to try, Fran? Fran, if you're there, you can try. Let's go to the second question here. So, what was the most difficult transition of your life? Can somebody ask me this question? Angel, are you there? Are you there, Angel? Do you want to read this question to me? Let's see, I'm gonna unmute you. Good job, Angel. Great job. What was the most difficult transition of your life? For me, personally, the most difficult transition of my life was when I moved to South Korea. It was a very difficult transition because everything was so different and the language was difficult to understand and the food was completely different and I didn't know anybody. So that was the most difficult transition of my life. How about you? How about you, Angel? What was the most difficult transition of your life? So let's go down to the next part. Now let's just do a quick review of these prefixes. So I have 5 meanings here, and let's put them in the correct place according to the prefix. So Tanu Khan. Tanu, can you tell me where this prefix should go? The prefix with, or excuse me, where this definition should go? Where should I write it? Which prefix means with or together?
With, with,
Where should I put it? Which prefix? Which prefix
sorry,
with or together?
together and with. Sorry, Janda, I can't understand it.
Yeah, okay. Let's go to Louisen. Where should I write this prefix? Or excuse me, this meaning. This which prefix means with or together?
Together and with are the same meaning.
Well, one of these prefixes means with or together. Which one? Which of these 5? If anybody knows it, they can say. Actually, it's co. So in English, prefixes are the first part of the word. So if you see a word, for example, cooperate means work together. For example, coordinate. So any common, right? Community. So when you see this prefix at the beginning of a word, co, it means with or together. So that was the first one. So against or opposite of. Which prefix, there's 4 remaining, means against or opposite of?
Anti.
Yeah, exactly.
Anti.
Yeah.
Anti.
Yes, you're correct. Yeah, that's correct. Anti. So anti means against or opposite of. Can anybody think of any words that start with anti or anti? Depends on your pronunciation.
Perfect.
Like antisocial, right? Someone who's not social, or like anti-capitalism is like somebody who is against the economic system of capitalism, like anti-capitalist. Okay. Anybody know the meaning of this? Where I should write this meaning? Across or beyond. Which prefix means across or beyond?
Jonathan, enter? No?
Not
Uni.
sure.
Trans.
Yeah, exactly.
Trans?
Across or beyond, right? So maybe like transcontinental. Transcontinental means across multiple continents, for example. Or you can, there's many verbs that start with this prefix. You have like transcend, transform, transfigure. There's so many verbs and there's so many words that start with this prefix. And if you understand that this prefix trans means across or beyond something, you can figure out new vocabulary words. You can guess them a little bit better. So this one will be very easy for Spanish speakers or Portuguese speakers. Uni means
Single.
Single and one.
yeah,
Single and one, I think.
yeah, exactly. So
Unit.
exactly, single or one. So how many wheels does a unicycle have? How many wheels does a unicycle have?
Tricycle.
Yeah, a unicycle has one wheel. A bicycle has, right, two wheels. A tricycle has three wheels, right?
Yes.
So if you can understand the prefix, it really helps. Like, look at this word, unity. Or look at this bigger word, community.
Unity.
Or university. Or universal. So there's so many words that start with this prefix. So you just really must understand these prefixes. Most of them come from Latin. So that means that if you speak Spanish or Portuguese or French or Italian, that this is very easy to understand. And if you don't speak one of those languages, it's a little bit more challenging, but it's still something that you must know or else you will not understand the vocabulary. That means that inter means among or between, right? So you could be like, say this word, interconnected. We are all interconnected. That's inter, right? Like among or between. Maybe there's a word interact. There's so many words. So why is it important to understand prefixes, right? Why is it important? Because that will help you understand the meaning of the word. That means here are some strategies for when you see a new word you don't understand. This happens when you're reading in English, right? When you're reading, you see a new word you do not understand and you get scared and you stop reading and you go to the translator and you translate the word, but that takes some time and then you stop reading and you didn't really, it's hard, right? So when you see a new word you do not understand, here's the strategies that you should use. First, look at the context of the new word. Look at the sentence. Look at the words around the new word and see if you can understand the meaning just by the context. Oftentimes you can if you think critically about the context of the sentence. For example, is this word a verb? Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? If you can figure out the part of speech just by the context, you have a much better chance of understanding a new word. Then, if you still don't know, you should analyze the word. Analyze means look at the prefixes, look at the root word, look at the suffix. The prefixes, root words, and suffixes have meanings. If you understand the meaning, you can analyze the word, right? For example, construction. This word has three big parts right here. If you can understand the three parts of the word, the prefix, the root word, and the suffix, you don't need to look this word up in the dictionary if it's a new word. You will already understand the word. And of course, there are so many other words that you can put on it to make new words, right? So it's just very critical that you understand this. That was the point or the goal of today's lesson. You must understand the meanings of these prefixes. It's critical for advanced vocabulary in English. If you still can't figure out the new word, then at the end, go and get an English to English dictionary to look up the meaning. If you have a teacher, ask your teacher if you still do not understand the new word, and finally, translate. If everything else doesn't work and you cannot understand the meaning of a new word, finally, step 5, you can translate. But the problem is when people make step 5 into step 1, right? So this is the last thing you do. This should not be the first thing you do just to translate, right? If it's the first thing you do, then you're never going to understand English very well. You're always just going to be memorizing one word here, one word there. So that's why I give you these prefixes, right? Because it's all part of a system, a method for learning and a method for using the language. So if you have questions about my vocabulary strategies, these 5 steps, just let me know. But again, the main goal of this lesson, the main point of this lesson is to understand that prefixes have meanings in English, right? There are many prefixes. I can't tell you every single prefix, so I just did 5 today. 5 prefixes. Okay, bye, Tanu. Feel better. So I gave you 5 prefixes today.
Okay.
We can do more in the future. But just to wrap things up very quickly, let's do this question here. So Louisanne, I think you're really the only one who's left and speaking in the chat today, so that's cool. Louisanne,
Thank you.
would you rather interact with your teacher online or in person? Would you rather interact with your teacher online or in person?
Okay. My I think it's the same nowadays. I believe it's the same because we have technology and
Yeah, okay. Can you start your sentence like this, Zen? Just because I think it really, I would rather, and then start your sentence like this. Try to repeat the language of the question. Try to repeat it in your answer. It makes your answer a lot better. So can you start your answer with like this?
okay. I would rather interact online because I think it's the same.
Good. Yeah. Okay, good. What's the same? Can you add a little bit more detail and explain to me what's the same?
Well, so in this case, I can see you. I understand all the things that you are telling us,
Mm-hmm.
and I think will be the same in person.